the wisdom of the body, interoception and somatic awareness, as your internal compass. Your body speaks a language older than words, offering guidance more reliable than thought, providing information more immediate than analysis. Learning to listen transforms you from a visitor in your own life into a resident who knows every room of the house. You've learned to see your external landscape clearly, to read the practical realities of your circumstances with honest assessment and creative possibility. You've discovered how to bridge dreams and daily reality through conscious choice and grounded action. Now comes perhaps the most intimate and immediately accessible aspect of conscious creation. Learning to read the sophisticated guidance system that travels with you everywhere, requires no external equipment, and provides real-time information about every situation you encounter. Your body, not the body as machine that needs maintenance or decoration, but the body as wise teacher, early warning system, and internal compass that constantly evaluates your environment, relationships, choices, and internal states with remarkable accuracy. This biological intelligence operates faster than conscious thought, more reliably than mental analysis, and with access to information that your thinking mind often misses entirely. Right now, as you read these words, your body is providing a steady stream of data about your current state, your response to this material, your comfort level in your current environment, and subtle indicators about what you need for optimal well-being. Your breathing pattern reveals whether you feel safe or vigilant. Your heart rate indicates whether this information excites or overwhelms you. Your muscle tension shows where you hold stress and what relaxation feels like in contrast. This constant flow of somatic information, called interoception by researchers, represents one of your most underutilized resources for conscious living. Most people have learned to override or ignore bodily signals in favor of mental strategies, external expectations, or social pressures, creating a form of internal deafness that eliminates access to wisdom that could guide every aspect of life more skillfully. Reading your internal compass. The practical landscape reading you mastered in the previous chapter focused on external circumstances, resources, and constraints. Interoceptive awareness provides the internal counterpart, real-time assessment of how those external circumstances affect your nervous system, energy levels, and capacity for conscious choice. This internal assessment often provides more accurate information than mental analysis alone, because it integrates subtle environmental factors that conscious thought might overlook. Your body continuously evaluates safety, opportunity, and support through neurological pathways that operate below conscious awareness while powerfully influencing behavior, emotional states, and decision-making capacity. This somatic assessment system evolved over millions of years to provide immediate information about environmental conditions that could support or threaten survival and well-being. Learning to read these signals transforms abstract concepts like listening to your intuition into concrete, practical skills for navigating daily life with greater wisdom and effectiveness. Breathing as your immediate information system. Your breathing patterns shift instantly in response to thoughts, people, environments, and situations, often revealing stress or safety before conscious awareness recognizes what's happening. When you notice your breath becoming shallow and rapid, this typically signals activation of your sympathetic nervous system in response to perceived challenge or threat. This could indicate anything from excitement about new opportunities to anxiety about upcoming responsibilities. Conversely, deep, slow breathing usually indicates parasympathetic activation associated with safety, relaxation, and optimal conditions for creative thinking and decision-making. More subtly, you might notice that certain people, environments, or topics cause your breathing to become constricted or labored. This somatic information often emerges before conscious thought and can guide important life decisions. The career path that makes your breath tight versus the one that allows easy, full breathing. The relationship conversation that creates respiratory constriction versus the topic that enables natural flowing breath. Research demonstrates that breathing patterns reflect your relationship to present moment and awareness versus anxious future projection or regretful past focus. Held breath often accompanies anticipatory anxiety or mental rumination, while natural flowing breath tends to coincide with present moment acceptance and availability for conscious choice. Heart rate variability as emotional intelligence. Your cardiovascular system provides sophisticated feedback about emotional states and relational dynamics that often proves more accurate than mental analysis of social situations. Changes in heart rate offer immediate information about your nervous system's response to internal thoughts and external circumstances, frequently alerting you to emotional reactions before conscious awareness recognizes what you're feeling. A racing heart might signal excitement, fear, anger, or attraction before you're consciously aware of these emotions. Learning to distinguish between different types of cardiovascular activation helps you understand whether you're experiencing positive arousal, like enthusiasm, or stress arousal, like anxiety. This distinction proves crucial for accurate interpretation of your body's guidance. Heart rate patterns also reveal your subconscious assessment of safety and threat in relationships and environments. Notice how your heart rate changes when you're around different people or in various settings. Some individuals and environments naturally slow your heart rate and create cardiovascular ease, while others increase heart rate and create agitation that may signal incompatibility or unhealthy dynamics requiring attention. Your muscular system reveals where you hold tension and what true relaxation feels like in contrast, providing ongoing feedback about stress accumulation and the effectiveness of various self-care approaches. Different people evoke distinctly different somatic responses that provide reliable information about relationship quality and compatibility. Those who feel truly safe and supportive often create a sense of ease, open breathing, and relaxed alertness in your system, while relationships that consistently produce tension, constriction, or hypervigilance may need examination or boundary modifications. Somatic guidance for conscious creation. Understanding your body's language enables you to make choices that consistently move toward greater well-being and authentic expression by learning which environments, relationships, activities, and thoughts create expansion versus contraction in your system. This somatic navigation helps you consciously design a life that supports your flourishing rather than accidentally creating circumstances that undermine your vitality and satisfaction. The career opportunity that creates expansion and ease in your system versus the one that produces tension and contraction. The relationship choice that enables natural breathing versus the one that creates respiratory restriction. The living situation that generates energy versus the one that feels draining even before you experience it fully. People with greater interoceptive awareness make decisions that prove more satisfying over time, experience less regret about major life choices, and demonstrate better emotional regulation during challenging periods. This occurs because somatic wisdom integrates multiple types of information simultaneously: emotional, physical, relational, and environmental, providing holistic assessment that purely mental approaches cannot match. Your body's guidance system also supports the practical landscape reading you learned in the previous chapter by helping you distinguish between opportunities that genuinely align with your capabilities versus those that might look good theoretically but would prove unsustainable in practice. The business venture that feels energizing versus overwhelming when you imagine daily engagement. The learning opportunity that creates excitement versus the one that feels heavy despite intellectual interest. Developing your internal compass. Developing practical interoceptive skills requires consistent practice with techniques that enhance body awareness while building the internal guidance system that supports conscious creation and authentic decision-making. The following two practices represent evidence-based approaches for developing refined sensitivity to your body's guidance. Respiratory awareness technique. Sit comfortably with your spine naturally erect but not rigid. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen to help you notice how your breathing affects different areas of your body. Close your eyes or maintain a soft, unfocused gaze. Phase 1. Observation without change. 5 minutes. Begin by simply observing your natural breathing pattern without trying to modify it in any way. Notice whether your breath tends to be shallow or deep, fast or slow, smooth or irregular. Feel which hand moves more with your breathing and whether your chest or abdomen does most of the work. Notice any tendencies to hold your breath, breathe through your mouth versus nose, or experience any restrictions or ease in your breathing pattern. This observation phase helps you understand your baseline breathing patterns without immediately trying to optimize them. Phase 2, conscious depth and rhythm, 10 minutes. Begin to gradually deepen your breathing, allowing your abdomen to expand on the inhale and gently contract on the exhale. Let your breathing become slightly slower than usual, but not forced or unnatural. Establish a comfortable rhythm where your exhale becomes slightly longer than your inhale. A pattern like breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 6 counts often works well, but adjust the timing to whatever feels sustainable and comfortable for your system. Notice how this conscious breathing affects your heart rate, muscle tension, and overall sense of alertness versus relaxation. Pay attention to how different breathing patterns influence your emotional state and mental clarity. Phase 3, breath as information system, 5 minutes. Use your breathing as a way to assess your current internal state. Notice what happens to your breathing when you think about different aspects of your life: relationships, work, future plans, past experiences. Observe how certain thoughts or memories affect your breathing pattern. Notice whether some topics make your breath constricted, while others allow for easy, full breathing. This information can guide your understanding of what supports versus stresses your system. A return to natural, uncontrolled breathing for the final few minutes, noticing any changes in your overall state compared to when you began the practice. Progressive muscle relaxation practice. Find a comfortable position lying down or sitting in a supportive chair. Remove any tight clothing or jewelry that might create distraction. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths to begin settling into the practice. The technique involves systematically tensing specific muscle groups for 5-7 seconds, then releasing the tension completely and noticing the contrast between tension and relaxation for 10 to 15 seconds before moving to the next muscle group. Feet and lower legs. Curl your toes tightly and flex your feet upward, creating tension throughout your feet and calf muscles. Hold this tension for 5-7 seconds, really feeling the muscle contraction, then release completely, letting your feet and calves become completely loose and heavy. Notice the difference between the tension and the relaxation for 10-15 seconds. Upper legs. Tighten your thigh muscles by pressing your knees together and contracting your quadriceps and hamstrings. Hold this tension for 5-7 seconds. Release and let your entire legs become heavy and relaxed, sinking into whatever surface supports them. Abdomen. Tighten your abdominal muscles as if preparing for someone to gently press on your stomach. Hold for 5-7 seconds, then release and allow your abdomen to become soft and relaxed. Notice how relaxation feels different from tension in this core area of your body. Hands and arms. Make tight fists and bend your arms at the elbows, creating tension throughout your hands, forearms, and upper arms. Hold for 5-7 seconds. Release and let your arms fall naturally to your sides, feeling the weight and warmth of complete relaxation. Shoulders and neck. Raise your shoulders towards your ears and gently tense your neck muscles. Hold this position for 5-7 seconds. Release and let your shoulders drop, feeling your neck and shoulder area become loose and comfortable. Face. Scrunch your entire face by closing your eyes tightly, furrowing your brow, and pressing your lips together. Hold for 5-7 seconds. Release and feel your entire face soften, your jaw become loose, and your facial muscles completely relaxed. Whole body integration. Finally, tense your entire body simultaneously for 5-7 seconds, creating tension from your toes to your head. Then release everything at once and lie still for several minutes, feeling your entire body in a state of deep relaxation. Notice the contrast between tension and relaxation throughout your body. Observe your breathing, heart rate, and overall sense of peace or alertness. This practice teaches your nervous system what deep relaxation feels like, while enhancing your ability to detect tension before it becomes chronic or overwhelming. Most importantly, interoceptive awareness provides the internal stability necessary for conscious creation by anchoring you in present moment reality rather than anxious projections about the future or regretful ruminations about the past. When you can feel your feet on the ground, notice your breath moving naturally, and sense your body's aliveness, you have a reliable refuge from mental turbulence that could otherwise interfere with clear thinking and conscious choice. This embodied presence allows you to respond rather than react to life's challenges and opportunities. Instead of being hijacked by emotional storms or mental overwhelm, you can feel them arising in your system, breathe with them, and choose conscious responses that align with your deeper wisdom and authentic values. The foundation for conscious choice. As you develop confidence in your body's guidance system and learn to trust the information your somatic awareness provides, you naturally encounter questions about what's truly possible in your life and how to approach the creative process of conscious reality building. The enhanced self-knowledge that interoceptive awareness provides often reveals dreams and aspirations that feel exciting, yet overwhelming, authentic, yet seemingly impractical. Your body might respond with excitement to certain possibilities, while your mind immediately generates doubts about whether such outcomes are actually attainable. This tension between embodied possibility and mental limitation reveals the next layer of conscious creation. Understanding how your fundamental beliefs about what's achievable shape every aspect of how you interpret your body's guidance. The same somatic wisdom that guides authentic choice requires a mental framework that supports rather than sabotages your capacity to act on the guidance you receive. Your journey towards sustainable contentment and conscious creation continues by learning to align not just your actions with your body's wisdom, but your thinking patterns and underlying beliefs with the expanded possibilities that embodied awareness reveals. The foundation has been built through practical assessment and somatic navigation. Now comes the work of ensuring that your mindset supports rather than limits the conscious creation of the reality you're discovering you actually want to live.